Harvey Elliott's goal, if you haven't seen it yet, go and have a little look. How far out would you say? 30 yards or something like that?
Excellent strike. Not having the goalkeeper.
Don't worry about that. Just look at the goal. Like the goal. Okay. Don't take it away from him for just a second. Let me just give him some praise.
Yeah, I said it was an excellent strike.
What I quite enjoyed is that Harvey actually was asked about it, and he said James Milner was screaming "shoot," and if he's screaming, then I have to do it. It definitely worked. It did. It was about 13 minutes. It was after this little power cut that they had. It was the only goal in the game in the end, and it was the only one that really mattered. Klopp said, "I enjoyed that a lot." And that's a pretty rare feeling at the moment. I felt sorry for him. You know, when you hear a quote and you're like, oh, he's really in his feelings. Congratulations to Liverpool, because that might just be a little bit of a boost that they need at the moment. 8 changes though, Ali. He was criticised, wasn't he, for being too loyal to his players. But those changes that he made won them the game against Wolves, which could have been a bit of a tricky one for them.
Well, it was a tricky one for them. I think Wolves, as I say, only saw the highlights that come in last night, but Wolves had a lot of possession as well, 1 or 2 chances. But no, it's a big result for Liverpool, because they've been under pressure. A couple of heavy defeats away from, obviously, away at Brentford and indeed Brighton. So it was important for them to get back on track, and they did that. And it was a great strike. I mean, as I say, I think the goalie was a little bit suspect, but tremendous strike from Harvey Elliott.
Okay, tell me about the goalkeeper then. What did he do wrong?
I think he's too far off his line, and his body shape would indicate that he's in the wrong position after he hits it. Some goalkeeping coach will come on and give us the pure specifics of it, but I think his position for the shot when the shot's hit is poor, and it catches him. It dips over him, but now you got to have a hit from there, and Harvey Elliott deserves his goal. Brilliant strike.
Klopp did another quote as well. That's how it feels when you play well and win. We can't remember it really anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Do you think he's downplaying it a little bit? As in, like,
no, I think he's as always. He's very genuine in his comments, and he wears his heart on his sleeve. And he'll have taken a lot of satisfaction from that result last night. Because, I mean, you come off, as I say, a couple of poor performances, a couple of poor results. Yeah, you're under a little bit of pressure to win games, to get through, you know. And I looked at his bench, Andy Robertson's bench, obviously Alisson on the bench and things like that. They still don't look a team to me that are capable of, you know, winning a title. Because I think there's a Brentford performance in them and a Brighton performance in them. And when I say that, Brighton and Brentford have been fabulous, as of likes of Fulham this year and teams like that. So I look at Liverpool, great result, but a lot of work to be done.
In the next round of the FA Cup, the 4th round, they've got to play Brighton again.
Correct, we're going.
And it's at the Amex, isn't it?
Yeah.
They might be getting a little bit of PTSD from the last time they played them.
Well,
3-0. Yeah,
absolutely. And Solly March scored 2 great goals. It's funny, it really is. It's a game where Brighton probably start favourites. You'd have to say, you know, having beaten Liverpool 3-0 maybe 2 weeks early, you'd have to say they probably start favourites. But it'll be interesting, because I don't think it'll be the same team from last night that will play Brighton at the weekend. I would expect, if Salah's fit, to come back in. I think the goalie will come back in. Not sure about Andy Robertson, but I think he'll make more changes.
There's some reports this morning in the papers that Liverpool are preparing a double swoop. So the first one they want to go for is Borussia Dortmund's Jude Bellingham. If you're Jude Bellingham and you have the world at your feet, what makes Liverpool attractive to you right now?
Obviously, the manager, the success the club's had, the history. There are now other clubs you would choose, I think, before Liverpool. I mean, if he's got the option of going to Real Madrid and places like that, you've got to have a think about that, haven't you? And the rumours are he does have the option of going to Real Madrid. Having said that, they got a bit of a going over with Barcelona at the weekend. I watched that, and Barcelona look as though they're back on track. No, Liverpool, it'd be absolutely mental to say Liverpool wouldn't be an attractive option. Of course it would, but there are now a lot more. Back in the day, maybe with Liverpool, Manchester City, and then you're looking at Real Madrid and teams like that. Back now, Arsenal have got to come into the equation, Laura, because of the team, because of the manager, because of the way the club's going, ages of the squad. Arsenal would obviously come into it, as would Manchester City. So he's got to couple of decisions to make, but he's of an age. I mean, he could stay in Germany. He could stay where he is for a couple of years.
19 years old.
He could go to Munich for 2 or 3 years. That's a move that's happened a good few times.
Do you think he would do that?
I think he could. I really do. I think he could. I mean, you're obviously, as crazy as it sounds, it's a big upgrade. You're going from Dortmund to Munich. The history of Munich. We're talking about the history of Liverpool. You know, there's no greater history than Bayern Munich as well. So he's got a lot. I mean, he genuinely has, Laura, got the world at his feet, and it's fantastic. What a player.
The other player that they're in for is the Wolves midfielder, Matheus Nunes. So they're looking at these. They obviously need to bolster their midfield a lot. One more on Jude Bellingham. Wherever he goes, he's obviously going to be looking at Champions League football, and it's a real doubt for Liverpool this season.
Of course it is. The question mark over Liverpool and Chelsea. Big question mark. And you'd have to say, well, speaking yesterday, was it Simon speaking yesterday, the bookies don't get it wrong. The odds against both of them to finish in the top 4. So, and that is a major factor. I don't think there's any point in Jude Bellingham leaving a club and going to another club where he won't get top European football. I wouldn't see the point in that, really, to be honest with you. So that would be a big factor in where he goes.
Top 4, FA Cup. What should be the aim for Liverpool, or does it come hand in hand when you're
crazy, isn't it? Money's just completely changed the game, Laura, in more ways than one. 100 ways money's changed the game, and by that, I cannot believe I'm going to give you the answer of top 4. It breaks my heart to say it. Actually, it actually does break my heart to say it, that the top 4 has become more important than the FA Cup. One of the greatest cup trophies, one of the greatest trophies in world football, now is not as important as finishing 4th in the league. That can't be right.
They're also still in the Champions League, so they've got Real Madrid coming up. That could, a club like Liverpool can always make a run deep into a competition like that. Made the finals before, won it before, made the finals last time as well. Lost to Real Madrid, but you never count them off, count them out of that kind of competition.
Never count them off. I mean, I went on record as saying that Real Madrid victory last year, I think, looking back, it's possibly, in my opinion, probably their greatest European Cup triumph of all time. I genuinely think that Real Madrid side was out in 3 occasions. They were out the tournament. Was it PSG, Liverpool? They were out the tournament.
Benzema kept him in.
Absolutely unbelievable. But getting back to your point, and it's a valid one, of course it is. I mean, there's not many teams who would want to play Liverpool in the Champions League.
Okay, guys, Liverpool fans, if you want to come on and have your say, you know how to do it. 81089 at TS Breakfast. Phone lines, as always, are open for anyone that wants to give us a buzz, actually. 03717 223344.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods, Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.